We're at the home of Phil and Glenys Kennard here as we build into the New Zealand Cup this year and taking the opportunity to find out about some people who have won in the past and look back at what it means to them. And starting with you, Glenys, how did you first become involved in harness racing?
Well, I guess I grew up with the races on the radio, the big transistor radio back in the days when my mother was interested and involved. And I was always interested in watching the New Zealand Cup when it was being run and who was involved and the horses and everything. And from there, I think the passion just grew, and it was always an aim one day perhaps to maybe have a small share in a horse. And we got that opportunity sort of in the mid-80s when Bob McArdle was setting up the Peter O'Rourke was setting up the Blue Blood syndicates, and with Neville R, and we got into a horse called Old Bromac, and we had a 10th share, so that was our start. And yeah, we had a lot of fun with him. He won some races, first as a pacer, and later on they tried him as a trotter, and he even succeeded there too. So he was an all-round great horse, really, at the end of the day.
And Phil, for you, where did this first love of harness begin for you?
Mine started really primarily just with my parents again. You know, like we were lucky because we had a family that was interested, but just they were social punters. And the highlight throughout every year for us was Cup Week in our house, because we used to have a crowd arrive, and you know, we had a little wee 3-bedroom state house with 1 bathroom, 1 toilet, and we'd have 17 or 18 people there for the week with uncles and aunts and friends, and it was just all good fun. And that probably gave me a little bit of a taste of it, and it was just like good fun family times for us, and a lot of hilarity. You know, I'd have to share my room with a couple of uncles, and one on a stretcher, one on the spare bed, and every night I'd throw their shoes out the window because they'd been away all day and I didn't like what they brought home, and it was just all good fun from there. And we got to go show day because it was as kids, and that sort of hooked us in. I wasn't allowed to go to a cup until I played the WAG when I was about 14 or 15, and bussed there from Marihow High School, so it was all been good. So yeah, and just loved it ever since.
And Glenys, can you tell us about the first win as an owner? Can you remember what emotions went through you?
Oh, sheer exhilaration, and I think just the excitement of it all, the thrill. I think almost unbelieving that you had a share in a horse that actually won, you know. Our first win was at Nelson in the June winter circuit, and yeah, we were lucky we won on both days, so it was very, very exciting. Big thrill, yeah, indeed.
And Phil, what would you say is the best part about being involved in harness racing as a sport?
Oh, just the people, really. Yeah, we've developed a lot of good friendships out of it. Glenys and I aren't scared to jump on a plane and travel, so we enjoy the travel side. And we've now got the freedom and flexibility to actually do that, which is really good. But just that all-round game, really. And I mean, one of probably the biggest buzzes we get is the young guys that we're actually involved in. You know, the Brad Mowbrays, the Regan Todds at the moment. You know, like we started out with Michael House, who's been around a long time now. We've still got horses with Mickey, and still him and I argue and fight over lots of different things. You know, but it's all good fun. You know, so those are the parts that we love the most. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, and turning our attention to the New Zealand Cup, Glenys, what is it like having horses involved in New Zealand's biggest race?
Oh, I don't know that I can find the words to describe it. It's a matter of emotions, really, a lot of emotions. The sheer excitement, the nervousness that you feel, you know, building to that day for a start, and then on race day itself. I mean, goodness me, yeah, it's. I think it's a pinch me if you can moment, really, because you can't actually believe, even after all the years you've been trying, that you've actually managed to succeed in getting a horse to start on that big day and then that big race.
And you've both had horses racing in some of the biggest races out there. Phil, what kind of emotions go through you pre-start? Do you still experience nerves?
Definitely, yeah. Last year I was a nervous wreck because of all the hype. The year before, you just take it, you know, you just live in hope. I've been well quoted, and that, you know, like Glenys and I always like to go and look at the horses, you know, the Sunday before. So it's not easy. You're up at we're not that early risers, so it's out of here at 5:30 because Mark's always on the job early, and that's where the cup horses have always been today. And we rock on out and watch them go through their prelim. So you just like start to suck up the vibes, and then there's a cup function that night of you know, leading into on the Sunday night. But the Tuesday, the first year, like, we did a fairly good apprenticeship. We had it runs a lot of seconds and thirds and down the tracks with horses in the Trotting Cup. Highview Tommy gave us a great buzz the first year that he ran, I think third. Then Smolder and Fly Like an Eagle got nutted by, I still can't get over that run by Terror to Love that day. So, you know, like, it's all exciting, and, you know, you can tell just by the emotion in our voices how much we love it.
Most certainly, and taking you back to 2016 when Lazarus ran away from the field over the final stages. Glenys, what was going through your head that first one with Lazarus when he was dominating so much?
Oh, what was going through my head? I don't think I could believe how far in front of the field he was. I mean, Mark had said he was ready for the race, and he was right and ready to go, and he'd run a good race, but I just don't think I believed just how good he was until that day, and to win by such a big margin, it was just, yeah, it was really mind-blowing, and sort of almost did leave you speechless a little bit. Because that was a good field of horses, and for him to do what he did, just, yeah, I think that just cemented just how good he was.
He had a look, Mark Purdon. He sent Lazarus for home. Third quarter, 28.4. Lazarus is out by 5 lengths, Tiger Tara, then Smolder and Tiger Tara, but it is all Lazarus clear of Tiger Tara, and once again, Lazarus has arisen. Lazarus has beaten Tiger Tara and Titan Banner.
And Phil, you'd mentioned that you'd physically seen the New Zealand Cup quite a few times, but that was the first time you got your hands on it, literally.
Absolutely, yeah. I always, every time we went to a function or anywhere the Cup was, I always said to Glenys, I won't touch that till we actually win it. So the first day was 2016, so, and we've had it at home here for probably, you know, most of the last 2 years, because we did, obviously we got it back in 2017 with Laz as well, so. But yeah, you know, like you talk about that first win day, and I didn't say it before, but, you know, Dwayne Mafisi, when we left that Sunday morning out there, I said, because have faith in me, like, put up a good effort against Laz that day, and I said he might be a bit of a danger, and Dwayne just said to me, Philip, just go and get your head on, you'll be right. And so that gave me a little bit of confidence leaving. So, and it was well proven that day, so yeah.
Well, lucky you got the hair done that day, Phil. And in 2017 he did the same thing. Was it a bit like history repeating, Glenys?
I think there was more pressure that year, actually. He was just so well loved by the public in general, and just so dominant in the favouritism that you just actually hoped that he could do it again, so that he didn't let everybody down, you know, more so than everything else. And just, you know, people had punted on him, you know, in many different ways, and you just wanted to make sure that he could get across the line for them as much as for you, you know, and you just, yeah, you wanted him to do it because you just had that faith in him and you knew how good he was. So yeah, it was fantastic going back to back, quite unbelievable actually.
It's all over here, folks. He's going to do it again. He's out by 8. It's Lazarus clear of Jack's Legend and Tiger Tara. Get Nasser on the phone. He is in another orbit. Lazarus does it again.
And for you, Phil, was it more relief when he won that second race? How were you feeling?
My sense of relief was when he stepped without any trouble, because really the way he'd gone that part of the in the early part of the season and dominated everything he'd been in, you know, from his first start, when I really thought he'd probably need the run, and he won so well that night, and then go right through unbeaten to that to the Trotting Cup. You just didn't want anything to go wrong. And a lot of my mates and that were saying, you know, just good luck. And I said, I just don't want any bad luck, you know. And you can see him about, you see Timmy's horse last year, what can happen so easily at the start. And when he stepped, I was just, whatever happened after that.
And for you both, I know it's a hard call, but Glenys, is there a cup that stands out above the two that's more important for you or means more?
Oh, definitely the first one. I think to actually win that very first cup with your horse that is just, I don't know, he's just the consummate racehorse anyway, and for him to just do it in the way and the manner he did, I think will always be very, very special. The second one is just as special because it's hard to back up and come back, I guess, but yeah, no, the first one definitely.
And what about for you, Phil?
No doubt the first one, yeah. To get your hands on that cup, and everybody that rolled in and out of home, on Tuesday night, wasn't it?
Well, I think the people around you, they definitely make it special as well, and just how it touches them and the meaning of it as much for them as it is for you, and the joy on their faces was just probably very special as well, yeah.